I saw the former Prime Minister of Nepal, that is Sharma Oli, get arrested.
Breaking news. Former Nepal Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has been detained for investigation over last year's Genji protest.
Not by enemies, not by outsiders, but by his own country, by the new Prime Minister of the country, for the deaths that occurred during the Gen Z protests that led to him being removed from power.
I cannot believe my eyes right now. The whole of Parliament is on fire.
And as I watched all this, one thought kept running through my mind. Do the Kenyan Gen Z understand how important the exercise that is before them really is?
Mchukue kura, jukuna shughuli hapa mbele, na itahitaji mbogi.
Because making Ruto a one-term president is not enough.
One term.
The chosen Gen Z candidate needs to be able to jail William Ruto once he is removed from power. Luckily, I've seen the list of top 3 people that they are considering. And if they choose any of those, then Kenya stands as short at reclaiming its lost glory. Let's talk about it. If you love this kind of content, go ahead and like this video and subscribe. Now let's get to the video.
Hiyo kadi yako ndo weapon yetu. Sawa sawa. That is the only weapon we can use to take this government home, to take bad oppressors home, to take bad governance home, and that is exactly what we will do.
If 2027 happens, if William Ruto loses power, then what? Who replaces him? And more importantly, who has the guts to hold him accountable? Not just speeches, not just promises, but real accountability. Courts, trial, and jail, because that is exactly where real change begins.
I, William Samoei Ruto.
You see, for a long time, Kenyan politics has always been about one thing: winning power.
Mimi ndio rais wa Kenya. Na kama mnataka kuendelea, mtajua hamjui.
But the Gen Z, they are asking a different question. After you win, what will you do? Will you, one, protect your friends? Will you shake hands and move on? Or will you actually confront the system? Because history in Kenya has shown us one thing, that leaders come in strong, then after some time, they get compromised.
My people, 50-50. Na walikuwa wanasema, mimi siwezi peana 50%, hakuna mambo ya nusu mkate kwa serikali yangu.
So, we're going to play a game of elimination by asking one very uncomfortable question. Can you jail William Ruto? Let's start with Kalonzo Musyoka. Is he experienced? Of course, he's very experienced.
Looking back, you're 40 plus years in government and politics.
Is he consistent? Maybe. But is he decisive? That is hard to prove. History suggests that he can be compromised.
The trading of barbs demonstrated in the highly charged political season last year caused to bury the hatchet.
You remember in 2013 and 2017, both times he ran as the deputy president for Raila Odinga. Both times they said that Uhuru and Ruto had stolen their victory. But somehow, Kalonzo Musyoka ended up getting some favors from Uhuru Kenyatta's government.
A statement from the Foreign Affairs Ministry says His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta has appointed Honorable Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, former Vice President, as his special envoy to the Republic of South Sudan.
So if you ask me, Kalonzo Musyoka cannot jail William Ruto. As a matter of fact, he's the easiest person to get compromised. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Let's go to the second person, Martha Karua. She's respected, she's vocal, she's experienced. But when tested in moments of power, did she break the system or work with it?
This is from Omondi Beckham. He says Karua is one of the betrayers who denied Baba presidency. She switched off electricity in 2007 and presided over the rigging of votes, and later they saw in Kibaki at night. He says Martha and change can never be in the same sentence.
And that matters. That tells me that Martha Karua would have a very hard time jailing William Ruto because she has some skeletons in her closet.
I am tired of those old men's tales. I will not call them wives, old men's tales.
Let's talk about the man, Rigathi Gachagua. He knows the system inside out, but here's the problem. When two leaders share the same system, they often share the same secrets.
Huyu Rigathi alikuwa deputy president wako. Ukamrusha. Tunajua siri zako zote. Tutakuanika wewe.
There's a reason that William Ruto has not been able to jail Gachagua, even though that William Ruto stands on top of a car and calls Gachagua a pedophile, and a killer. Why hasn't he been able to jail Gachagua? I'm telling you, these two, they share a lot of secrets. And these secrets, they also come with a lot of silence. Gachagua, even if he becomes president of this country, I'm 100% sure he would never jail William Ruto. Now, the next person I need to talk about is Edwin Sifuna, but for now, I'm going to skip him. Let's talk about some other people, the outsiders, people not fully absorbed into the traditional system. Let's start with Okia Omtata.
As regards the statement on Nairobi Hospital, I'm the one who stopped the AGM, which had been engineered to stage a coup in the hospital.
He's consistent, legal-minded. He has a track record of fighting institutions. That is a possible disruptor. If you ask me, Okia Omtata would not think twice about jailing William Samoei Ruto.
Ruto is going to jail.
Certain.
He will not escape it. He will not escape it. It may not happen today, but within 10 years, Ruto will be in jail.
I mean, we have seen what he can do.
If President Ruto does not change, he's a candidate for jailing in this country. We are going to jail him because you cannot strip the country and leave it destitute.
I have such an immense amount of faith in the fact that Okia Omtata would jail William Ruto. Let's talk about the next person, Miguna. He's controversial, he's fearless, he's uncompromising. For some, he's too extreme.
If you ever feel bad for being mean and calling someone stupid, I want you to remember Kenyan politician Miguna.
You actually go to university?
Yes, severally.
What was the name of your dissertation? Did you do a dissertation?
Yes, I did.
It was on what?
My friend, I've not done
It was on what?
Jeff,
it was on what? Hold on. She has not gone to school.
For others, that is exactly what accountability looks like. If you ask me, Miguna would not waste a month. The moment he's elected as president, the next month, William Ruto would be in jail.
He's become a trillionaire in 3 years. The mansions he has all over the country and their value. If you look at him and his cronies, the amount of money they have siphoned off from the treasury.
Let's talk about David Maraga.
The greatness of a nation lies in its fidelity to its constitution.
A man who once stood against power while inside the system.
A declaration is hereby issued that the presidential election held on 8th August 2017 was not conducted in accordance with the Constitution and the applicable law, rendering the declared results invalid, null, and void.
That alone puts him in a unique category. You guys don't need to be told what Maraga is capable of. He overturned an election of a sitting president.
We begin tonight with a dramatic pronouncement from the Supreme Court seeking the dissolution of the 12th Parliament.
He wrote to the sitting president to tell him to do away with Parliament.
Earlier this afternoon, Chief Justice David Maraga wrote to President Uhuru Kenyatta asking him to send the MPs home for failing to pass the 2/3 gender law.
That's not someone who jokes around. That is a serious dude. And if you ask me, Maraga would definitely jail William Ruto.
The constitution under which he governs has no legitimacy to continue governing this country.
Now, before we go to the person who I believe is the top pick for the Gen Zs, let's talk about Sifuna.
Kwa sababu mumenizoea. Kama uko na tear gas, hii ndio nafasi yako.
Mr. Sifuna is speaking on behalf of the party.
Edwin Sifuna is young, he's articulate, he's popular with the youth. But the real question is not really about popularity. It's about independence. Because they are saying that Uhuru Kenyatta is funding Edwin Sifuna. Now, I want to say here that there's nothing wrong with Uhuru Kenyatta funding Edwin Sifuna. Or let me put it another way. There's no problem with a politician being funded. But there's a question. Uhuru Kenyatta has been accused of so many things in this country, including eating a lot of money that came from the SGR project. Now, this is the question. How can someone who is part of the problem fund someone who is trying to sort out the problem? How is that going to happen? Because we know that in Kenyan politics, support often comes with strings, and strings come with limits. I am a deep believer, and I know I'll get a lot of hate or criticism from this, that Edwin Sifuna, he's a good young man, but he cannot fight William Ruto. he cannot jail William Ruto. He may become president of this country, but I'm a deep believer that he is not capable of doing what the new PM of Nepal has done. He's not able to jail William Ruto. But then there's one more name, a name that doesn't always dominate headlines, but quietly sits in the background. This name is Jimi Wanjigi.
My name is Jimi Wanjigi, and I want to be your president because I can change this country for the better in totality. I'm what you call a change agent. Those people that just dramatically change the way something is done.
He's not your typical politician. He understands the economy. He speaks directly about debt audits, public spending, system accountability, and most importantly, he openly talks about holding past leaders accountable.
And Safina presidential contender Jimi Wanjigi is now threatening to lay bare the 2013 Jubilee government power-sharing deal that he says saw President Uhuru Kenyatta and Deputy President William Ruto share power on a 50-50 basis.
Jimi Wanjigi, I believe, is the only person who keeps on digging past graves, past corruption graves. He keeps on talking about things that this country has done that are leading to our current problem with the debt. And he's very clear that if he would become president, he would stop paying all those loans.
On day one, ukiekelea Biblia chini hivi, there's no debt we are paying. That is odious.
I am going to do the following. I will suspend all debt payments with immediate effect.
The people who took the money and spent the money with their families to open companies to do what and what and what are the people who are going to have to pay for that money.
And we shall publish the truth. And I'll tell you, it is our belief that we do not have debt. And any legitimate debt we have has already been paid to illegitimate sources. And we will not pay those illegitimate sources anymore, and we want our money back.
And deep within me, I'm so convinced that Jimi Wanjigi is one of the people who would not waste time but arrest William Ruto alongside even Uhuru Kenyatta and the whole other gang of people who have stolen billions, trillions of Kenya shillings from Kenyan people.
You will get free universal healthcare. There will be no SHA shift payments.
For me, I believe that Jimi Wanjigi is the best candidate for the young person of this country. He's the person who best guards the interest of any young person in this country going forward. Because I'm telling you, at this point, the debate is no longer about young versus old. It's something deeper. It's about the system versus disruption. Because you can be young and still be controlled, or you can be old but still be revolutionary. So the real question becomes, who is free enough to act? You see, the Gen Z or the young people of this country, they want change. But change has two parts. The part of removing power, but then there's rebuilding after. Most leaders can do the first one, but very few can do the second one. And even fewer can do it without being compromised. Because here is the hard truth. If 2027 comes and the wrong person takes power again, everything resets. No accountability, no justice, no change. Just a new face running the same old systems.
Come 2027, tunafyeka na kufagia garbage.
What happened in Nepal is not just news. It is a message that leaders can be removed and be held accountable. The question is, can Kenya do the same? 2027 is not just another election. It is a test, not of popularity, not of tribes, but of courage. Because this time, Kenyans are not just choosing a president. They're choosing whether the system finally answers or continues to protect itself. And the scariest part is that answer is still not clear. Subscribe.